this is the Chapter 3 Read Aloud. Chapter 3, From Hunters and Gatherers to Farmers. The essential question: how did the development of agriculture change daily life in the Neolithic age? So essentially it's asking, how did farming change our lives? This photo or illustration over here is how gradually over time humans went from hunters and gatherers to farmers. So something that I noticed is that we have a family farming here and everyone is contributing. Over here is a cave painting. This prehistoric cave painting in northern Africa shows people herding animals. This ability marked major change in how people lived. Today we are going to go ahead and read section 3.1 Introduction on page 25, and we are going to be reading 3.2 Introduction, from Old Stone Age to New Stone Age on page 26. You will notice that we have this map here. This identifies the Fertile Crescent and the early settlements of farmers. All right, we're going to go ahead and read. From hunters and gatherers to farmers. How did the development of agriculture change daily life in the Neolithic age? 3.1 Introduction. Scientists have identified and studied 5 important groups of hominoids. Like hominoids before them, early modern humans hunted and gathered their food. In this chapter, you'll read about how early people learned, over thousands of years, to produce food by farming. Humans discovered farming toward the end of the Stone Age. This period gets its name from the stone tools prehistoric people made and used. Historians divide the Stone Age into 2 periods. The first period is the Paleolithic Age, or Old Stone Age. During this period, people got food by roaming from place to place to hunt wild animals and gather nuts, berries, and seeds from plants that they found. By about 8000 BCE, some people had learned how to raise animals and crops for food. This knowledge enabled these people for the first time to live in one place. The Neolithic or New Stone Age had begun. This gradual shift from hunters and gatherers, food collectors, to farmers, food producers, is one of the most advanced, this is a very important sentence, is one of the most important advances in human development. People built permanent shelters. They settled in larger communities. Together, they produced what they needed. People developed new skills and made a variety of things that improved the quality of their lives. Over time, they also began to exchange goods with people in other communities for the things that they lacked in their own villages. In this chapter, you will explore the many ways in which the development of farming changed human life. All right, we're going to move to page 26. (3.2) From Old Stone Age to New Stone Age. The Old Stone Age, or the Paleolithic Age, began about 2 million years ago, with the first tool-making hominoids that lasted until about 8000 BCE. It was during this time period that early modern humans developed. Like the hominoids before them, early humans were hunters and gatherers. They wandered from place to place hunting animals and gathering plants for food. Often they took shelter in caves. Prehistoric cave painters left clues about their way of life. The New Stone Age, or the Neolithic Age, began when people started to farm and produce their own food. The discovery of farming did not happen all at once. Over thousands of years, people gradually learned to raise animals and plant crops. They eventually began to rely on these farms for their food. Now, rather than having to roam long distances in search of things to eat, people could settle down in one place. The Neolithic age began around 8000 BCE and lasted until about 3000 BCE, when people learned to make tools out of metal instead of stone. During this time, farming developed in many places throughout the world, including parts of Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Many Neolithic settlements were located in the Fertile Crescent, east of the Mediterranean Sea, where the land was fertile or good for growing crops. Here, people built towns such as Jericho or Chaulakut or Jermo. See the map. People in settlements like these lived very different lives from earlier hunters and gatherers. They could now concern themselves with other matters such as building permanent shelters, forming larger communities. They could make better tools and clothing, and they could swap items that they had with other communities to get the things that they lacked. As you will see, these changes made life safer, more comfortable, and more interesting.